Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you on this Wednesday night. The smoke was terrible across the region today. I have an update for you on that. We'll talk a little bit about your forecast. It's all coming up next on Hutch's Weather.
Now, a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, thanks to my friends at Robert Gibb and Sons. Hey, they have a new special to let you know about. It's about time to start thinking about getting that furnace cleaned and checked. $99. Give Robert Gibb and Sons a call today. They do the job. They do it right. Let them know Hutch sent you when you call. Okay, let's take a little look at what's going on with regards to our weather across the region. It's been a smoky day across the region. Let's go right to the smoke forecast. For that, we're going to zoom just into our region. I've been showing you that those fires that are the cause of the smoke that we've been inhaling over the last couple of days are out in the west, the Western Rockies. And we're talking about places like Oregon, Idaho, Western Montana, and even down into parts of California as well. Now let's take a look at this near surface smoke that we dealt with today. Heading into the evening hours, we had the oranges and reds over our area for the majority of the day, and it was nasty. I even saw flakes and specks of this junk on my car in the form of soot, and that's what we were breathing into our lungs. You could feel it in the back of your throat. Here's a look at things changing. Watch from the south where you see the white here. Check it out. As we go through the overnight hours and start our day, we get a nice clear patch moving in. Still some surface smoke, but gone are the oranges, yellows, and reds of the nasty surface smoke. Now, most of the day, we will enjoy fairly decent air quality by recent standards, but we will see an increase of some surface smoke, as you see here in the gray portions, as we go through the latter part of our Thursday night and into Friday morning. So most of Thursday, we get to enjoy a little bit of a break from that surface smoke across the area. Now I'm efforting to load up some details with regards to what the levels are in our area. And to do that, I'm going to take a look at a Purple Air is the name of the site. And it's something where you can get an instrument to measure the air quality index and then basically put it in your property or business, and then it shows up on this site. It's really cool. Let me show you what it looks like. Here you go. Now, from the Purple Air site, you're seeing a measurement in Grand Forks. Many of the EPA instruments, and these are government instruments, and they're high quality and they measure accurately, but there isn't one in Grand Forks. So you see a lot of graphics with missing data here and there. The air quality is not good. What does the orange mean? Let me pull that up for you here real quick so you can get a feel for, well, you know, what in the world are all these different values of heat index. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and sneak over here and put up this graphic real quickly. This shows us a look at the different air qualities. Anything above 50 is a moderate air quality, and it's acceptable, but it's not good for some people with respiratory illness. Now, unhealthy for sensitive groups as we get into that 100 category, and then literally it's just plain out unhealthy when we see reds, purples, or actually when we get into the maroon, it's actually dangerous to anyone who's outside. It's just not good. So that gives you an idea of the step of colors that you see with these measurements there so that you are aware of that. Now let's take it back and take a look. Well, let me see. I need to get this out of the way here for us. So we'll do that. Okay, here we go. Now, when we go back to the air quality indices right now, 111 is that value that we have in the Grand Forks area. What about the rest of the area? Let me zoom out and show you. Here we go down into the Fargo area, and we'll kind of just zoom out so we can see these digits. Okay, here we go. Detroit Lakes, 111 also. It's a little bit higher in Fargo at 104 on the north side of town as well. Now we start to see some clearing. Remember that the clearing in the models was coming in from the south. We got green as a go down in southern Minnesota and parts of the Twin Cities, but still some hefty amounts in Lakes Country over 50, which is not good. Now check out Jamestown. Yuck! The air quality there, and in Bismarck is in the 130s to 140s still. So that's that real sooty air that many of us were breathing throughout the day. And Lake Sakakawea in and around Hazen, Beulah Bay, these areas were high all day long, and we're still in excess of 140 to 150 in many. Look at that. 162 is the peak reading right there at that well, what does it say? The Twin Buttes area. So still some real nasty air quality northeast Montana, all the way out towards Glasgow, Montana, and Fort Peck, right into the Lake Sakakawea area is where that air quality is the worst. So that's a quick look at that. Wanted to make sure we got that information out to you as well. The air quality will be improving as we go through. Now, if you missed my sign-up event yesterday, real quickly, I want to get this word in there. Kids, teachers, if you know anyone who'd be interested in helping Hutch do the weather, Hutch's Weather Kid. I can't wait to sign you up, and here's how you can do it. Here's the details on what you need to know to get your kid or child signed up to help Hutch do the weather. You can do so at Luther Family Ford in person during normal business hours. Swing in, fill out the form. It's easy. And then you are in the drawing. If your name gets drawn, we'll schedule a time for you to come and help me do the weather. Or anytime, anywhere. Even if you can't drive to Luther Family Ford, I invite you to sign up at hutchesweather.com/weather kid. It's easy to find. So we'll go into details about that in a minute. Right now, let's get to your forecast. Facts are 60s for most of our area in the yellow, closer to 70 degrees out to the west. There's some thunderstorms forming out there right now. We're going to go over those in just a minute. And in fact, some of them are strong. And there's a chance for severe weather tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow, by the way, will be warmer. You know what? All that schmutz in the atmosphere, it limited how much sunshine made it down to the surface of the earth, which limited our warming. So that made a huge difference in our temperatures. It didn't get as warm as old Hutch said here. I apologize. But you know what? I'm not sad it wasn't 90. Oh, let them storms roll, says Brian. Kathy, good to have you on board. Hey, Stephen, bazoo to you too. That's good to see all of you out here enjoying Hutch's weather, and it's always nice to see you, Kathy, as well as you, Nathan, watching in the FM area. Tomorrow's high temperatures, warmest in western North Dakota, the oil patch, New Salem, Sioux, sweating out, well, like a Jersey cows do, right? 88 degrees up there in the oil patch at Williston, and look at what's going on in Glendive, Montana. Why is it so cool out there tomorrow? That's because storms tomorrow will be a raging as they work their way through. Now, one thing we will notice everywhere is gusty winds. It will be strongest in the central part of the state, over 40 miles per hour. Here in the valley, we'll have gusts over 35 miles per hour. In the trees of Minnesota, we'll have gusts at times over 30 miles per hour late. So keep that in mind. Hey, Dan, good to see you. So again, extra hairspray in order for your Thursday forecast. Now, your planning forecast, then we'll get to the radar and the forecast hour by hour style because it's important. Now, let's take a look at these temperatures. Hot and hot on Thursday and Friday. Friday night, those thunderstorms out to the west impact us here in the western part of the state of, western Minnesota and eastern North Dakota. Those will last into the wee hours of Saturday morning, but we cool off. Notice this though, the weekend temperatures, both in the mid 80s, are well above our average by almost 8 to 10 degrees. So still above average temperatures for your weekend. Hit and miss showers, spotty in nature. It does not look widespread both Friday or on Sunday. However, the best chance of rain in Hutch's bottom line comes on Wednesday after we heat it back up into the mid 80s and upper 80s. Cooler on Wednesday because it looks like we could see some more widespread showers of wet rain, not white rain or snow. No snow in your forecast. But I do want to point this out. It's right above my melon. Do you see that number 27 up there? That's the record low for this time of the year. We can get cold. It's coming. Lennox, South Dakota. Trev, it's awesome to have you on from Lennox, South Dakota. Now let's take a look at what's going on with regards to our forecast. And to do that, we'll pop up one model, but I do want to point out that we do have some weather in the area. So to show you that first, let's go ahead and have a sneak peek at what's going on with this. I got my screen all messed up here. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, there it is. It's in my pocket. I'm sorry. There it is. Okay. So first of all, where you see the little blue blinking boxes, those are what are called statements from the National Weather Service on strong storms. They're usually strong enough to produce some hail or some gusty winds, but not quite strong enough to be classified as severe by meteorologist definition. So keep that in mind. We have had some wind measurements today that were pretty strong out there, but those are from non-thunderstorm winds. Here's what's heading through Sydney on towards the Williston area and moving out of Glendive where we had some strong storms, moving into your area in Plentywood, Wolf Point, Montana to what's that? Wolf Point next to you is Poplar. There's Brockton. There's Culbertson. Now, those areas right there on Highway 2, that's where these storms are. Are they strong? What is the information from the Weather Service? This is what we're looking at. We're looking at, well, nickel-sized hail is no picnic for your tomatoes, so that's no fun. 50-mile-per-hour gusts will blow the hat right off your head. Keep that in mind. And here's the towns I was telling you. Old Freud out there, Snowden, Fort Kipp. I've played baseball in Fort Kipp, believe it or not, when I was a wee little ankle biter guy. At any rate, that's the area that's under the gun right now for a few strong thunderstorms. And in fact, we see some fairly strong ones with some pink in there south of Wolf Point and Poplar right there. It's an intensifying cell. These are pulsing up and pulsing down in intensity. Tonight's risk of severe isn't great, but it's stronger out to the west of that. Great Falls, Montana. See the backward C shape again? Whoop, whoop. That's a Boeing line segment there. That's usually associated with some pretty gusty winds heading in and around that Great Falls area and towards Geraldine and on towards Stanford out there and parts of northern Montana along that Highway 2 corridor. All right, now looking down to the south, there is was a severe thunderstorm warning to the north of Bozeman, heading in the general direction of White Sulphur Springs. So that was a warned storm there, likely for wind, but I can tell you that that storm has since it decreased in intensity as well. Now, here is some storms that are heading into the Billings area that are fairly strong out of Red Lodge, and those prompted a warning some time ago as well. And we have some strong storms out to the northern parts of Wyoming, not far from Gillette, right here, that are making their way toward the southwestern part of North Dakota. And if you happen to be in Minot, there's some scattered showers and rumblings of thunder working their way up into West Hope right now. So that's a look at the current radar situation. Here is a look at the risk of severe weather today and tomorrow as defined by the Storm Prediction Center. And today's risk, as you might understand, isn't too great. Here it is. The green area is a level 1 out of level 5, so it's a low risk. And that's what we're seeing. These storms are marginally severe. They're pulsing up and getting close to severe, but not quite to the severe levels. So that's what we expect in the areas of green. It does include western North Dakota on into southern Montana. Now, for tomorrow, this is what I want you to pay attention to. There is a risk, a level 2 risk now. More widespread severe thunderstorms from Billings, Montana, straight up through Forsyth and on up into Miles City and Glendive, right up into the places we talked about tonight. Wolf Point, Sydney, Montana, Glasgow, Montana, all of Fort Peck and the reservoir areas surrounding that, and everybody's favorite Circle, Montana, is also included in that. Now, in western North Dakota, for you folks out there in Medora and Billings County, all the way up through the McKenzie County area, you can see the green is here. That's the level 1. This is where we'll have a couple of storms flirt with severe criteria. That could mean some hail of modest size on your garden or up to severe size on your gardens as well. That's what's going on in our neck of the woods. Now, while this is loading up the model data, and my eyeballs are going to be wandering here while I go ahead and load up the scene with our forecast model, I do want to tell you that we are going to see a chance of thunderstorms increasing in our area here as we get into the Friday time frame. So to do that, let me go ahead and pull up a look at the forecast model, and we're going to look at the reflectivity. We're going to go to a model here that goes out just a little bit farther than the average bear. This one will take us out a little bit farther so we can see when our chances of stormy weather increase here in the Red River Valley. And there'll be some in the next 24 hours as well. As you see, the latest radar was showing that we did have some moving in and around areas near Brandon, Manitoba. So that's what we have going on. I'm going to let this load in and make sure that it's coming up okay. And I do need to turn the radar off and make sure that's off. Okay, that is. And that is. I think it's all set up and it's loading up nicely. So here is the hour-by-hour forecast for tonight. Showers moving into Brandon, Manitoba will continue their trek up to the north and east this evening. And the showers and thunderstorms we see in northeast Montana will drift into the western part of the state as we go toward the real late hours. Let me turn that main timeline off and put the model timeline up out there. So heading into the late night hours tonight, there's a chance for a few showers in the western third of North Dakota and northeast Montana. For our area, extremely quiet. And I'll move this map over so you can see what you need to see in Bemidji and in Brainerd and International Falls, as well as I know I have some viewers there, as well as you folks in parts of southern Manitoba. Hey, thank you for watching in South Dakota as well. Now, as we get this off in motion here, we're going to see that most of the activity as we go into tomorrow zipped up by the winds from the south. All of it's pushed northward. And that is going to not only shuffle out some of this smoke in our area, but it's also going to increase the temperature as well. So get ready for a warm day. And the wind will keep temperatures milder overnight, as I showed you as well. A smattering of hit and miss spits of precipitation working their way through north central parts of North Dakota. Look at what's going on out to the west. This is where the severe weather risk that I showed you will happen tomorrow afternoon. These storms that form near Billings, Miles City could really be rumblers out there, and all modes of severe weather will be possible. Very large hail to 2 inches, gusty wind over 60 miles per hour, and we could even see some tornadoes in the high country. Now, in the high country of Montana, the surface air is pretty dry out there, and because of the drier air, the thunderstorms have higher bases, and because the thunderstorms have higher bases, rain can evaporate before it makes its way down to the ground. So we get lower rain amounts, but a lot more wind. And if there are any spin-ups of funnel clouds, they have a lot longer to reach down to the ground. Okay, so oftentimes those storms that form in the high plains of Wyoming, Montana, and portions of Colorado produce a lot skinnier rope-like tornadoes because the air below the storms is a lot drier, and it takes a little bit more to get those to reach down to the ground. So the chance isn't zero for tornadoes, but there is a chance there. So this takes us into the evening hours as those storms work their way out of Montana. Look where they go. This is 11 o'clock at night, Dickinson. This is 11 o'clock at night, New Salem and New Leipzig, and all of you in the central parts of North Dakota can expect these storms to arrive as we approach the overnight hours, and then whoop, they were gone. Okay, so then they kind of disappear just a little bit as we head into nighttime hours. The chance of storms tomorrow in our area, not very good, but here we go. As we go into Friday morning, spits and spats of thunderstorm activity will be possible. And then as we go into the evening hours, here we go. The main line, the cooling cool front will be working its way in during dinner time. Will the storms be strong to severe? Here is a look at what the forecast says today from the Storm Prediction Center. Notice this is very linear. The chances of severe storms, in my opinion, with this type of a system are a little lower, but they're not zero. So I think hail and damaging wind could be on order. Let's take a look at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for day 3, and they don't have, oh, I got to turn it on. There it is. There it is. See all this light green area? That's garden variety thunder showers is all they're expecting now. I have a hunch that this may go up just a little bit and increase its chance for severe storms here and there. Not everywhere, just a couple. And the reason being because it's happening at prime time. We're going to have plenty of heat on Friday, and that could fuel some stronger storms embedded in this line that's making its way through. That's Hutch's take on this situation anyways. So now let's take a look at what we have going on. That is what's going on. I think that's the forecast. Let me check your questions. That's what I didn't do yet. So thank you, Barbara Ann. I sure appreciate that. Hey, Marianne, thank you very much for watching from Bismarck. I hope I'm doing a decent job of covering your weather as well. I sure appreciate you watching, Val. Leora certainly did not want the 90s, even with AC. Oh, yeah, it's hard on all of us, isn't it? It sure is. And I don't like icy roads either. I like something right in the middle, and I'm right with you. So that's a look at what we got going on right now. Why don't I take 1 minute and do this? I want to tell you about Hutch's weather. Why? I know I've said it before and I've talked about it in the past, but what I want to let you know about with regards to Hutch's weather is that tonight, if you hear rumbles of thunder, tomorrow or Friday, if you hear rumbles of thunder, it's the place to go for everything Hutch's weather. I've worked hard, and my friend Joe, as you've thanked Joe, who is my designer here, he does all of the work on making things look right. So here is a quick look at Hutch's weather and the radar that you're seeing on there. Now, when we refresh this, what you're going to notice right at the top of the screen, you can get the details, expand the alerts, and it'll tell you if you give it your location, what alerts are in your area. Yucky air is what it says. Ah, Okay, you can read all about it, what areas are impacted, if your area is impacted or not. If you hear rumbles of thunder, and if you log in and you let my page track your location, if it's a warned storm, it'll let you know. So you can also see that I'm going live here. If you push on this button, guess what? You're going to get to watch Hutch, your hour-by-hour forecast for your location, your 7-day planner and your forecast for your location right here. And my very, very fine sponsors are on the front page, including my friends at Evco Petroleum Products. You know what, producers out there, this is a company that is based in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, but they serve a 200-mile radius, and they're experts in making sure that you are stocked, and they have delivery service, and they will get you stocked up for the supplies you need, not only for the harvest, but for getting things winterized as well as we prepare for winter. Do you need some antifreeze at your place of business or at your farm? They can get you what you need. You just push on this link here and you'll get right to them. Give them a call, and if you do, please tell them Hutch sent you. That sure does help. Now, here's your radar. You can zoom right into your hometown. Look at it. We got Wolf Point. Oh, look at this storm here heading into Culbertson. That looks like we're getting a heavy rain right now in Culbertson. Are you getting some rain there? Check out western Montana. So that's what's going on now. And if you wanted to check in on this angry storm working its way into New Orleans right now, that is, well, Francine, Hurricane Francine, now that it's made landfall, is expected to weaken, but a lot of rain caused by Francine. So you can see the latest there. And then here is what I want you to know. My most recent updates on the smoke forecast. Hey, your photos rock. I had some awesome photos of the smoke. We did an air quality update today. Hutch has been busy. And here's a look at where you can go to sign up to be a weather kid. So parents, please, if you have kids, just click on this with your kids. You can sign up on the form right here on the page. It's the little icon here that says Weather Kids Sign Up. Click on that, and you're good to go. And if you get a call, then you'll get to come help Hutch do the weather. And this is where you go to upload your photos. So thanks so much for allowing me to explain to you what I like about Hutch's weather. Drop in the comments what you like about the good old-fashioned Hutch's weather page. Tracy says, hi, how does it look in Kitson County right now? It looks fantastic. The best chance of any showers or thunder showers in Kitson County comes on Friday. Fantastic meaning windy and hot, though, I guess. So if you're in Kitson County, be prepared for a windy day tomorrow and temperatures kissing 90 degrees as we rid ourselves of this smoke. And the mild temperatures in the morning will be in the 60s. Hi from Valley City, Janine. Good to have you on board. Thanks to all of you who support Hutch with stars. But better yet, and as equally as important, is to keep passing the word that Hutch is here doing weather. I can't wait to tell you about some more of the exciting growth that we have going on at Hutch's Weather. You guys are great. You guys are fun. Let me see. Did I miss another question here? I think it was a longer one. Oh, no, nope. I think I got everybody. So with that, without further ado, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. You're watching Hutch's Weather. You can get the very latest in your forecast wherever you are, whenever you're there on hutchesweather.com. Please remember to follow me on Facebook. I'd really love to hit that 55,000 follower number, and I'm getting real close, and you can help me do it. If you haven't yet hit the follow button on Facebook, do it. And on YouTube, I've done national updates on Francine. Go check it out. Today's update, as that storm system was heading into the areas in southern Louisiana, including New Orleans. Subscribe to Hutch's Weather on YouTube by hitting the subscribe button. Have a wonderful night, and we'll talk again on your Thursday with updates throughout the day.